Application from a registered proprietor of property in undeniable paper court docket charge duly affixed. Copy of CNIC of the applicant. Proof of fee of property tax up to date. Rate of tax. Top. Under the provisions of the Act, the property tax is levied on the annual cost of structures and land placed in the ranking area. It is levied at the price of 5% of annual fee at which the property might also be let out from 12 months to or basis. Procedure for assessment. Top. Assessment of the homes is based principally on the nature of occupation and the kind of building. Locality smart yardsticks for business and residential, self or rented as the case may. Additionally, residences have been prescribed. Annual price the residences is calculated via these yardsticks. On the foundation of annual fee of the property unit, property tax is charged on the charges noted above. Time and mode. Top. The property tax may additionally be deposited on or earlier than the 30th day of September with 5% rebate of tax for the modern monetary year. Time allowed for charges 30 days from the date of serving of demand notice accompanied with the challan form. The tax is deposited into the Treasury or State Bank or in the targeted branches of National Bank of Pakistan. Payment can be made through a check drawn on a scheduled financial institution in favor of the excise and AMP taxation officer of the district concerned. Rebate and surcharge. Top. A rebate equal to 5% of the quantity of annual tax for economic year is allowed if the amount of annual tax paid in lump sum on or earlier than the 30th September of the economic year. A late price surcharge at the charge of 1% of the gross payable tax shall stand imposed on the first day of each month of lengthen if the tax payable for any 12 months is now not paid by way of 30th day of September of the stated year. Exemptions. Top. Residential homes developed on a land region much less than 5 marla different than locality of Class A. The property now not successful of commanding annual lease exceeding PKR 4320 divided by a single residence now not commanding annual hire exceeding PKR 6480 divided by if occupied with the aid of the proprietor for his residence. The structures owned via widows, minor orphan or disabled character tax legal responsibility of which is up to PKR 12150 divided by per annum are exempted. One residential residence up to 1 kennel owned and occupied via a federal or provincial retired government servant is exempted. Those structures owned by means of government or a local authority such as a corporation, municipality, or city committee. Mosques and different non-secular buildings. Buildings and lands used as public parks and playgrounds, schools, boarding, houses, hostels, libraries, and hospitals. Properties the rents of which are committed solely to spiritual or prescribed public charitable institutions. Property tax notices. Top. VT 10. It is a challan upon which title of assesses his property range quantity of tax for current monetary 12 months arrears and remaining date of price is mentioned. Upon receipt of this challan, the assessee ought to credit score tax earlier than ultimate date cited in any department of National Bank of Pakistan or State Bank of Pakistan the place provincial receipts are received. Challan consists of 3 portions. The reproduction element of this challan is dispatched to the E and AMP T branch via Treasury. The place quantity deposited is entered in the involved registered. It is suitable if image reproduction of receipt is at once dispatched of E and AMP T workplace so that applicable entry is recorded in the applicable report in time so that no similarly observed is dispatched to the assessee. PT 11. When the assessed does no longer pay the tax in time specific in PT 10, a penalty equal to the quantity of tax can be imposed upon him. Through PT 11 notice, the assessee is given probability to fulfill that non-deposition of tax in time was once no longer willful. On receipt of this notice, that assessee have to show up in my opinion or via some representative, earlier than the involved authority and inform the motives for non-deposition so that penalty may additionally no longer be imposed upon him. VT 14. Where the proprietor of a property tax does now not pay property tax in time, the tenant of the property can also be made sure to credit score the lease in government treasury till tax legal responsibility is cleared. For this purpose, notice PT 14 is issued to the tenants who have to credit hire in government treasury on challan PT 10. PT 13. Whenever the assessing authority ETO receives statistics about any alternate in description, use, possession, or possession of any property unit, PT 13 is issued pointing out such change, proposed evaluation, and tax. The individual who is served with this observe need to file an objection in the office of involved ETO inside 14 days. If no objection is obtained inside 14 days, proposed exchange is confirmed. Land Revenue Act 1967. Top. Notice beneath Area 81 of Land Revenue Act 1967 is noted as below. Whenever an assessee does now not pay in time, the ETO with delegated powers of Assistant Collector Grade I underneath Punjab Land Revenue Act 1967 may